think you're ready for your next performer, aren't you? Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm so looking forward to seeing this performer. He has performed at numerous comedy clubs in his native, Canada. So some of you are here. Welcome to our country. He's appeared in numerous television commercials and TV shows such as Psy Factor and appeared a couple of weeks ago at the New York Comedy Club. Please welcome our new best friend, David MacLean.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How's everyone doing? Good? When I came out to my parents, I was terrified. But I was convinced that the world as I knew it would somehow come to an end. Absolutely terrified. The funny thing is, you know, it doesn't really. You still have to get up the next morning, go to your horrible fucking job, right? With your little tuna fish sandwich in a brown paper bag. Except now it's a gay tuna fish sandwich. And I found that my mother was pretty supportive, as most mothers are. I think the irony actually is most mothers know that you're gay about 15 years before you do. They just won't let you in on the secret. Just sort of to torture you. Oh, yeah, any day now, he's gonna tell me, any day now. Mother had to talk, no, it's nothing. And, but the problem with my mother is she was, well, too supportive. Like, overly supportive. You go, David, you go out there and show them how to be gay. Go, go, go. And she always wants to let me know how supportive she is. So we'll be talking long distance. She lives in Victoria, BC, and I live in Toronto, and she always wants to slip in to the conversation how supportive she is. So we'll be talking, and I'll be like, oh, David, today, by the way, downtown, I saw one. What? You saw what? Oh, you know, one of the fellows.
Oh, God. But you know, coming out and telling you that I'm gay these days is really no big deal, because let's face it, there's been so many incredibly radical changes and shifts in our culture and our society the last couple of years. Like, it's amazing, actually, how fast things have been changing. Like, to give you an example, not too long ago in the United States, they struck down those archaic sodomy laws. Do you remember this, not too long ago? We can applaud that. Yeah? But legally, get it up the butt, Texas now. It's interesting, actually. I think there was this group forming. I think they felt guilty that over the years Texas got such a bad rap. So now they're forming this lobby group to make Texas the official butt-fucking state. With baseball caps, t-shirts, you know. Free anal probe with every full tank. Actually, I just came for the gas. You'll just fill it up, okay? Oh, thanks, really. But then, you know, sodomy laws never made any sense in the first place, did they? They're ridiculous when you think about what you get caught having sodomy, you get arrested, you get sent to prison, and the punishment is sodomy!
And I find that straight guys are very funny, though, because straight men all, just because you're another guy, and you basically share the same equipment, that you're into team sports. It's just, you know, this is a male thing, of course. Anyone here into team sports? The lesbian at the back. In the front row. Well, I'm not into team sports, and straight guys are so funny, because a while back in Toronto I was at this comedy club, and waiting to go on, and I'm pacing the lobby, pacing with the washroom like 85,000 times, if you know what I mean, and I'm pacing this guy, who I just like to call the sporty comic. The sporty comic. He wants to update me on whatever the score is of the game he's following, so he peeks his head around the corner, you know, to give me the score. Hey man, the score is like it's 4-0. I don't have a fucking clue what he's talking about, right? And I just panic. And I say like the first thing that comes to my mind, which is, well, gee, you know, that doesn't seem very fair. We can see the wheels in his head starting to turn. They're turning very slowly, mind you, but they are turning. This guy doesn't follow teams. Fag, cover your ass, cover your ass, cover your ass! What do straight guys think? That little spears are gonna come out of you and you're gonna get your gay juice all over him or something and turn him gay? Like, shit, he got me. He got me. Got it, Dad! Thank you.
And I've thought actually a lot over the years about hair in one form or another, and I've come to this conclusion that our society is obsessed with hair, and not in a good way. Like, to give you an example, if a woman has a very full, large, luxurious mane of golden hair, she's worshipped, right, as some sort of goddess or something. But, you know, she has like a really hairy bush, you know, all up over the top of the bathing suit, down the side of the leg, like, oh my God, don't make me look. She's reviled, right, as some sort of Amazonian freak or something. And I think that the reason men fear a hairy bush on a woman is because of the ancient hunter's instinct. A dense forest may hold great game, but they may never come out alive. I actually think that the forestry industry standard, you know, of clear cutting the brush sort of informs a man's preference for a tidy bush. The more the road is cleared before they go in to do their work, the better. But then I'm gay, this is just theory. I've done a lot of reading.
Well, I have 2 cats. Any cat people here? Any cat lovers? I have 2 cats, a male and a female. The male I got the SPCA. The female I took in off the street. I would be on my way to, you know, out in the morning, and she'd be like in the little alleyway, sort of scruffy little thing with one wooden leg, you know. And so I took her in. I took her in off the street, which is great. The problem is, so a couple of weeks in, she went into heat. Anyone live through this living hell and can testify to the experience? Because I had no money to get her fixed, right? You know that soul-piercing scream at 4 a.m.? Which translated into English is, fuck me! It's fuck me! Fuck me! And I'd be looking at her and I'd be like, oh honey, I know what you're going through. Like, I can relate. I totally understand. You know, but what can I do? And my male cat, who I'm sure is gay, Herman, he'd be just sitting there looking at me like, what the fuck is that? Not only have you defiled our home by bringing this smelly skank in off the street, what, you want me to do something about it? You want me to do something? So he'd wander over and give her Cunny a little lick. But you know it wasn't love, but just really pure maintenance. Now the funny thing was I finally got enough money. No, I'm forget you heard that. I'm jumping ahead. Just too excited. One night I just couldn't take it anymore. Doesn't this seem spontaneous? Non-rehearsed? One night it was just too much. I had to get up for an audition next morning. I just couldn't fucking take this anymore. So I went into the bathroom and I got a Q-tip. Hey! What would you have done? I had to get up. And I sort of, you know, helped her out a little bit. And we could all just get some sleep. It was a happy home. Okay? Okay? Now the problem was, though, just a couple of weeks ago, I wake up at like 1 a.m. and she's poised at the end of the bed. She's got a little Q-tip in her mouth. And I guess the moral is, once you get it, honey, you're fucking ruined for life. My name is David MacLean. Thank you very much. Thank you. Give me back to the stage. Thank you very much.
Oh, good job, David MacLean. Keep it going for our gay Canadian brother, eh? Very funny. Good job, David. Thank you. Okay, off with you now.